Hi Ritu.
Hi.
Welcome to
Hi.
Dr. A Talks. It's good to see you
Hi, Dani.
because we meet otherwise, but given the lockdown, we've not met for many, many days. How are you? You're looking as gorgeous as ever.
I'm fabulous, baby, and I love you. You know that.
Yes,
You're a
absolutely.
brilliant woman, and it's a pleasure to be like you.
So I like your hair like this. I love your hair.
Yes, I've stopped
straightening
straightening my
it,
hair.
and it's just looking so nice now. It's looking.
We've
I
all
like
gone
it.
back to our roots. We've all gone back to our roots. So
Yes.
keeping it curly, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about how the lockdown has treated you. What has been your learning through the lockdown, and then we'll go to your journey as an actor and how it has panned out. So how was
Okay,
lockdown?
so, first of all, I want to say hi to everybody from America and there and all over the world, and especially our country. I love you guys. Is pyar ko kya naam, to all of you. Thank you for always. Hi Z, my baby. So yes, first of all, I hope you guys are doing good, and it's lovely to be here. I've not gone live very often. I've just done it twice in the entire lockdown. But yeah, I have been keeping myself busy, and you and me are blessed to have our kids with us and families. My heart goes out to people who are single and staying alone and kind of fighting this all on their own. But stay strong. अच्छे दिन नहीं रहते तो बुरे दिन भी नहीं रहेंगे. We'll get through it stronger and better and healthier and happier, hopefully. So yeah, I stay happy. That's my mantra. There's nothing more than that.
And what have you been busy with in this lockdown? Like people have said, oh, they have, decluttered their home, or they've been meditating, or is there anything specific that you've been doing in this lockdown which was not, part of your life otherwise?
So like I do love cooking, and I used to cook once or twice a week, because we all have cooks and people coming in to cook or whatever. So, but I love cooking. But you get lazy when you have people doing it for you. So I've been cooking up a storm. I've been cooking every single day and spending a lot of time with the kids, because as you know, once the kids are in school, they don't really get to spend that much time with you. Yeah. They come in, go out, from school they're back, then there's a class, then there's something or the other. And I've had the pleasure of having, so I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I've loved spending time with them and with the family. So yeah, so we wake up and we cook and kind of chat and spend some time watching TV and just the regular thing to spend quality time with each other, basically. I am not a big workout person. I've never been, unfortunately. I would like to start walking or doing some physical exercise. So I haven't done anything like physical kind of yoga or anything like that, which is unfortunate. I would like to inculcate that in my life. But otherwise, I've stayed happy and kind of spent time with family, nothing more than that.
But that's great. I mean, given our lifestyle, we travel so much, we are out shooting. So this kind of an extended period of time with family is a rare occurrence in most of our lives.
Exactly.
This is a great boon.
Exactly.
And I'm glad you're looking at it like that. So Zian is also on the chat. Hi, Zian.
Yes, my baby. Love you.
So just for everybody
everybody's been treating this like a punishment. I think we have been given the gift of time. It's the way you look at things. I always say, the steeper the climb, the better the view from top. When you climb, the steeper it is, you reach higher heights, you achieve more, you get better at whatever you do. Whenever it's tougher, you achieve more. I feel like that. So I look at things like that, and we'll get through this. I know it.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, it has to. Let's speak about your journey. Did you always want it as a child? Did you always dream of becoming an actor?
Not at all. I wanted to be an interior designer. I'm basically a creative person at heart. Like, you tell me to make you a center table for your dining room, I'll have 500 flashes of ideas in my head. So I'm basically creative by nature. I like exciting creative things and whatever, design and fashion, and I love all those things. But it just came to me, I would like to say this. I know it's been in the media all over that, privileged star kids and all of that. It's not really like that. Yes, of course, the entry into Bollywood or into the glamour world is easier, of course, because you have that. You don't have to knock on 100 doors. The first door can open for you.
Yeah.
But yes, to sustain or to kind of maintain or to kind of stay there is tougher than for anybody else, because you have that much more. The yardstick you're judged with is that much bigger. You know, you have very big shoes to fill. My dad and mom have been exemplary actors.
Yes.
So yeah, you have to fill very large shoes as well. So yes.
So tell us a little bit about your parents. And there was somebody on the chat as well who asked you to speak about your dad. So tell us a little bit about your dad and your mom, because both of them, like you said, have been fabulous actors.
Yes. So my dad was from NSD, National School of Drama. They still start teaching voice modulation with his voice on tape even today. So they are the pillars. My mom and dad were one of the two pillars of NSD, one of the first groups with Alkazi, the German director. And they did extremely, extremely well. And they met there, fell in love, and dated. Not dated at that time, you know, it was just nobody went out to Starbucks for coffee. So it was just like they dated and whatever, waited for each other's families to say yes, because it was in the cast and all of that, and got married and had me and dad got an entry into Bollywood, and that was the whole long and short of it. Before I was one, he had moved here, he had film offers, and that's how we came to Bombay.
Okay, so they weren't from here. Both of them are not from Mumbai.
So my dad was born in Jodhpur. The mom and dad are from Rajasthan.
Okay.
And they still in Rajasthan have festivals on Om Shivpuri's name and my mom's name. And they moved to Delhi for when they were doing NSD. So, and after I was born, he was getting a lot of film offers. And you know, when your family expands, the first thing you think of, how do you look after it monetarily?
Yes.
So that's how they moved here. Yes.
Okay, all right. So you were talking about how the entry in Bollywood happened. Did doors open for you easily? How was it? How did it begin?
Yeah, I won't lie. It was easy because I didn't ask for it. I didn't want to do film or anything like that. And in fact, when my dad was alive, I was offered a couple of films which I said no to because I wanted to be an interior designer. And I was studying in the Raheja School of Architecture to do interior design. And then he passed away when I was really, really, really young. I was modeling at that time. I used to just do ramp. I had just started. Hardly a year I had been doing ramp. And when Papa passed away, it is heartbreaking. A loss of a parent is still 28 years later. It is still absolutely shattering. But so then Prahlad uncle liked to distract me, kind of get me out of that whole, depression and whatever. You go through that low phase. He said, come on, I'm making a movie, you do a movie with me. And I was like, what? I don't want to do films. But he said, no, you have to. And he told my mom, let her just do a movie with me. Now, come on, get her out of the house, kind of thing. And that's how Aankhein happened. And there was no ambition or there was no whatever. And so Aankhein just happened for me by fluke, by luck.
And that was a huge blockbuster, I remember.
Yes. It's still one of the biggest grossers in the country even today.
Yeah, absolutely. What next? What happened? How did the journey then culminate into who you are today?
So, like I said, it is easier for the star kids or for the film kids or people who have parents or siblings or whatever in the industry. It is easier. But then it depends on how you're brought up. My upbringing was very, 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 very integral, and there was a lot of ethics and basics instilled into us. So it was never about having an affair to get work. So it never really happened. And at that point, and most at any given point in the industry, it's a known fact that till you don't have somebody who's kind of cajoling you or kind of pushing you, it doesn't really happen. And I kind of had said whatever comes within my periphery of my self-respect, I will do that. And that's how I worked, and whatever I got, I did happy. We took less money, but never made any other kind of compromises. Worked with dignity and grace. We still live like that, hopefully.
And how did you meet your husband? Because that was a love story that we would like to know about.
Yeah. So I've known him now for very, very long, 25 years, maybe 27 years. I met him through a common friend, and that's how that happens.
And then there have been a lot of dark phases in your life, right? I mean, the whole point of Dr. A Talks is to bring to the viewers that, you know, all of us, irrespective of what we are doing, who we are, we have our share of dark places. We all have been there. There is, you know, there's nobody in the world who has not faced any obstacles or hurdles, and so is Ritu. I'm aware of it. So Ritu, from, you know, whatever you would like to share, of course I don't like to delve into anybody's personal life or get into any controversy, because that's not me inherently as a person, because I do believe that, you know, your personal life is personal and you're allowed to share only as much as you're comfortable. I mean, I'm not going to push you and say, no, tell us about this or anything like that. So if you want to share what the dark places were, you please go ahead and share, and how you came out of it is more interesting for me, and that is what I would like to put across on Dr. A Talks, that yes, she was in a dark place, but she got out of it, and today what you see is this beautiful, strong woman who sits in front of us.
Thank you for that. So like you said, everybody has their ups and downs. I've been through a really actually testing time, and I won't call it dark, because you know, people who are surrounded by people they love or care about, you will always want to look out for them or look after them or do whatever. So when one person in your periphery, in your circle, which is your family or your friends, is going through a tough time, automatically you go through a tough time yourself. So my husband went through a very bad time with his, he had a back surgery and all of that, which I don't want to get into, and kind of, you know, what has passed, let it be in the past. But it was a testing time, because you don't know how to handle things like that. And I always believe situations come into your life for a reason, and they leave for a better reason. So it has taught me to be a little more independent. I used to depend on him for everything. Now I at least know how to sign a check, which I didn't know. I didn't have my own bank account. I'm just saying, I mean, I know it may sound silly, but a lot of things, you know, like we're all growing up, we're grown up, we've been in our 40s, and you need to know these things. And I never do anything at all, except like looking after him and looking after the kids. I didn't do anything apart from that. So whatever I went through, I realized I need to be, I'd forgotten who I was as a person. I love acting. I love creating. I love doing a lot of things that I had stopped. So that phase pushed me to get back on my feet, learn that I need to be my own person. I need to know, if I want dahi kadhi, I have to make it. If Hari doesn't like it, I have to make it and eat it for myself.
Yeah.
You know, as women, we try and kind of please people so much in our lives, especially if you're somebody like me, because I'm all about emotions. My emotions are always all over the place. So my whole life has been about, earlier for my parents, pleasing my father, never doing anything. I never went out in the night because he didn't like me going out at night. So my life has always been around pleasing the people I love. And now I've realized that I need to also live a life where I need to find my own self.
Yeah.
That who is Ritu Tripuri. You know, I'm an actor, I'm a mother, I'm a wife later. And, you know, in that order, that when you don't have self-worth, then you just become, you know, you stop loving yourself. So I've learned to look after myself as well, learn new things, you know, develop new skills, kind of doing different things, and it's fun, you know, and then you enjoy time with the loved ones even more. So and I've always thought that getting out of things is all in your hands. It's the way you look at it. Nothing is permanent in life. Nothing should be able to break you to an extent where you can't pick up the pieces and move ahead.
Right.
And when we say we love people, the first thing we must know is our happiness is their happiness. Like I said, their happiness is mine. The same way, there are a lot of people who would be shattered if I'm broken.
Right.
So you have to hold yourself together for your family, and, you know, and keep your head up high and just move ahead and move forward.
Absolutely. So who has been your pillar of strength? You know, when you've broken into pieces, who's that one go-to person, or do you have many friends that you reach out to?
I have like a network of friends like this hold me like they are my vertebrae. You know how you have different columns in your spine? I treat them like that. There have been, 6-8 people in my life who have been unbelievable. They've been my strength, my pillars, my friends who I've known 20 years. Some people I've known since I'm 2. They've all stood like rock solid and been like the hugest support system. And that again, no, Aditi, that is the relationships you make.
Absolutely.
Which people forget in this whole chaos of life, in this whole rat race where you're trying to make money and who's bigger on Instagram and these frivolous things and who's bigger, who's being written about more, by the media. We get into that whole garbage and we forget the real things, which are people who will stand by you in bad times. It's not going to matter your Instagram following or your popularity or how good you look. It's not going to matter beyond a point. When you're going through tough times, there are only these people who are going to come to your house and say, I'm there. Just don't know.
Absolutely. No, you're right, because I've said it in one of my earlier talks as well, that building a social support, a network is very crucial. And any relationship you take, it has to be nurtured. On its own, it's not going to live. It's like a live thing. It's, the relationship. You have to nurture it every single day. You cannot take anybody or anything for granted. And now in this period, I think it's become even more obvious, isn't it? How crucial friendship is, how crucial a 2 a.m. friend is in our lives. So we have to give that, we have to put in that much effort to cultivate friendships so that you know that you have a strong support system. Because things happen in life, things happen, you fall apart, and at that time to pick yourself up and get back on your feet, you need that support. So guys, whoever's listening, please go ahead and call that one friend every single day. That's what I've been doing. I call one friend every day because I feel that that's how you nurture relationships. You have to give time, right?
What doesn't you only makes you stronger. So one growth is about that, right? Still water accumulates dirt. When you keep flowing, when you keep growing, you stay clean, your thoughts stay clean. The minute you stagnate, that's the accumulation of dirt and filth in your head or heart or whatever. So the idea is to just move forward and grow.
Absolutely. There's Mansi. Hi, Mansi. Mansi Scott is on the
chat. Mansi Scott, love you.
And there's Ashmit as well. Hi, Ashmit. Hi, Pulse. Hi.
Hey.
It's his birthday, so he's been telling us to wish him. So, hi.
Happy birthday, Nita. Hello.
Yes. So, okay, now I also know, and with your permission to share, that you have two beautiful children and they were preterm. They were born extremely preterm, and it was around the same time that my son, who was also born preterm, so I completely know what a mother goes through when the children are literally fighting for life in an NICU and they're like so little. So it's a very tough period. Tell us about that. How did you navigate through those troubled times?
So like I said, at that point, Hari's health was also going bad and kids were in ICU. So it was completely chaos. Like it was complete chaos, and the kids were in ICU for 2 months. They were really, really 2 months early. But I used to go there every day, and the nurses would say, we have never seen a mother who's so happy all the time. And I would go there and dance. And I remember that time Salman's this song, You're My Love, Jane. I used to sing that and I would every day, Amit Gaur, we love you. Every day I would put my hands on both their heads and do 101 Gayatri Mantra. So I would go and express milk and come back, and I knew nothing would happen to them. But that's how I'm very, very strong mentally, which I didn't realize till I went through whatever I did. The people I love, I stand in front of them like a shield. I would not let anything or anyone touch them. It can be God also. That's the faith I give. And I think it's about, when you have that much faith, I think you put that energy out there, and that's what resonates, and that's what kind of comes to life.
Absolutely.
I think you can give birth to a lot of energy out there that you put in and you kind of manifest. It's what happens. Priya, I love you.
So how are you as a parent? How would you describe yourself as a mother?
I am like most mothers. I'm crazy about my children, and but I don't spare the rod and spoil the child. My children eat what is made. They don't fuss about anything. They don't ask for expensive things. They've been brought up very normally, very grounded. And they're teenagers now. They're 13, and I can't believe it. I feel 18 myself, so we're not going there. But they're complete joy. them. Non-trouble, completely non-trouble. Because like I said, I don't allow it. It's not allowed.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that is good, because they have to find their own groove at the end of the day. And I do know that your son is a very big cricketer. He wants to be a cricketer, right? He's quite... And what about your daughter, Myra?
Cricket, and he's watching. I did see his name, but I don't know if he's still watching. He's obsessed. Virat Kohli and all of that. And Samana is still figuring out her thing. During the lockdown, in fact, she's been learning photography and editing and things like that. So I'm guessing she's
also some gorgeous pictures of you, which she has clicked.
Yeah, she clicks pictures of me. So she's been saying, why you're not wearing makeup? So today I wore makeup. She wants to click pictures after we finish.
That's good. You have a photo session lined up after this. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did television happen? Because you have been part of a couple of very big projects like 24 and many more. So tell us about that.
So, when I decided to work again, I realized that the movie offers that were happening were again going to be heartbreaking. Like, I left the industry because of a reason, because of kind of being sidelined by the bigger stars and, that kind of thing. So I didn't want to again get stuck in that rut and put myself through again misery and feel bad about things. I know TV, I would own my space, I would own my place. And see, it's all about nothing is big or small, work is work. I mean, as long as you're getting to do things you love, I don't believe there's any discrimination to be made, or there isn't today. You know that the biggest stars are on. And it just happened. 24 came, Anithi's 24 came. I did a role in that of a doctor, and from there, IPK. I mean, Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do. You'll see a lot of Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do people on. They still follow me and they send such beautiful, loving messages. Indrani, we love you. That character really did wonders for me. I mean, the show wasn't a long-running show. It didn't run too long, but I got a lot of acclaim and a lot of recognition and a lot of appreciation. So you take the good out of whatever you do in life, and that's how it works.
Absolutely. You've also been doing a lot of events. So given a choice, what is your preference?
You watch of them.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm asking you. So what is your preference? What do you like doing the most? Do you like events? Do you like television, or as an acting?
I love acting, yeah.
Okay.
I love acting. Yeah. Till I didn't do it, like I said, I never wanted to be an actor. But the minute the camera comes on, for me, it's euphoria beyond imagination. It is like my entire body takes over. Like my entire being becomes too happy. I just hear take and.
So is it because growing up you've seen your parents act and you were surrounded by actors, directors, Is it because of that? Did you ever look in the mirror and enact any of your mother's role or anything like that?
So I guess, hi guys, sorry I'm not being able to take many names. Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do? There you go, 3.
Yes.
So, hi Jay.
Hi Jay. Hi. Yeah.
Hi guys, sorry I'm not being able to take too many names because we're chatting. So I'm sorry we're being ignoring you guys, but we're all sending love. So I guess it's, when you grow up and you hear the conversation, and my dad wanted to be a director eventually. So he was very up there with his level of, his skills. So there was a lot of talk about it with Ma and Papa, and evenings we would sit with them before dinner and hear a lot of conversation about, this is a great shot, this is a great this, what a scene this person has done. So I think you do develop kind of a love for it, So yeah, sure, there must be somewhere at the back of my head that love must have come from my parents in the blood like this.
Okay. And if there's one takeaway from this lockdown, that you've spent so much quality time with your family, what is that takeaway? So
the basic bottom line is that, you can buy your fancy cars and your Louis Vuitton bags and your Prada glasses or whatever. And finally, at the end of it today, we're stuck at home in our pajamas. We're not even being able to wear lipstick. I'm wearing it because we're live first. Sitting with you, I would be in masks. So finally, end of the day, who is there and what is there, what is keeping you happy and keeping you going is just the people around you. And we've forgotten, like I said, we've forgotten the value of people. Constantly trying, like I said, in this crazy world to make more money, and where people even who have money, they're locked in the house. They don't have any other privilege that you and me don't have. So no amount of money or fame can make you happy. Your happiness is in your hands, and you have to understand that happiness is not in things. Like it's said very commonly, it's true today. We know it's not in things, it's in people, and that's.
There is no substitute for kindness, empathy, and love. There isn't. That's the big takeaway from this lockdown.
Like
for most people, I think that realization has happened that nothing is more precious than your loved ones, and your friends.
Exactly.
The friends and family. That's all that it is all about. What are the next plans? So once the lockdown opens up, what is the plan that you have put in place?
Well, one thing I want to keep consistent is I would like to keep cooking at least one meal every day for my kids and family, because that is something that I've understood. My kids have like literally blossomed in the lockdown. They're so excited. Mama, what you making? And it's been a whole like lunch. They'll say, Mama, what you making tonight? So I would like to keep cooking, more often than I did. That's one thing I want to continue, even if I don't have time. And I've started a production with a friend of mine and my brother. And we have a script ready. It's for the OTT platform. So hoping once things start, that will get on the roll. And
so then we will see Ritu as a producer, producer's role.
Yes.
So Kedar's also online. Hi, Kedar. So he's saying hi.
Katie.
Sudakshana. Hi, Sudakshana. She's also online, a friend of mine. So then there is Akshay Kumar 132. Hi Akshay. Hi Malik. Hi everyone. Good to have you guys listening to us.
Love you, Priya Jairat.
Yeah, she did endorse your cooking. So I'm looking forward to your cooking. Of course, I'm vegetarian.
We know each other since I was 15 or 16 years old.
So
Priya and me.
Oh wow.
KD.
Yes.
Yeah. Priya also knows me since I was a teenager. So. She knows exactly what I'm all about.
Right. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
So if there is one message that you would like to give to all our viewers, what would that be?
Please do not succumb to people being nasty or trying to bully you or whatever, or show you that you're lesser or more. Prove your worth to yourself. Be happy with the people who actually endorse you and love you. Hi Rupesh Kataria, we love you. So, just be happy with, the few people that endorse you, who love you. You don't need you don't need, this kind of medal from the rest of the world. Yeah. You don't want everybody in the world to be saying, oh, she's so fabulous, or this one is so... You don't need that. You don't need everybody to give you a medal. Just be happy with what you have. Try and work hard, of course. Never give up. And do not listen to people who put you down. It's just, the better you are, the more.
I think that's a great takeaway, Ritu, because I also believe that it's best to stay away from negative people, because, of course, if they are your family, they are your friends, you need to help them come out of their negativity. But there are so many of these incidences where you get trolled, where there are negative comments. So my thinking is that, that you just need to stay away from it, because as it is, life is not easy for anybody. And then if you get affected by these things, then it definitely pulls your energy down, right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Ritu, thank you so much.
Everybody needs a Ritu Shivpuri in their life. Saris, thank you, my Rani. Love you. That's my godchild.
Oh, okay. Yes,
that's my brigade of people who endorse Ritu Shivpuri. I have like one truck full, and that's more than enough.
Absolutely. No, that's great. No, it's very evident, Ritu, that you are loved by so many people. It's evident on the chat as well.
I do have a lot
and so do I. You know that, right? Yes. Absolutely.
I'm a very blessed.
Yes. So thank you very much for coming on Dr. A Talks. Is there anything else that you want to share with us before we say bye?
So I would just like to say, Aditi has spoken about me. I'd just like to say she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman. She's strong. She's always happy, always smiling.
Not about me at all. It's just about you.
No,
Thank you.
Just guys, stay strong. This is not gonna last, and we'll all eventually be out there. Just please try and keep things clean. We've seen what happens when you're messing and throwing plastic. So just like little take care of our surroundings and our planet, and kind of just go like little conscious of the earth. Just let it stay green and let it breathe like it's been able to in the last 3 months. And stay happy. Just listen to your parents and the people who love you. The rest really do not matter. That's all.
So somebody's asking you to sing. Do you want to sing a couple of lines from your
Oh my God, sing! I don't sing. No, I don't sing. Why?
Okay. All right.
That's very sweet of you, but I don't sing.
Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you once again, and I look forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
and Rohit and Harry, of course. So my regards to all of them. Lots of love.
Love to my Zine and the babies and everybody. Love you. Take care. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much.
Stay happy. Stay strong.
Bye.